You're back again with another video, and today you guys saw the title. I'm going to show you how to snipe Galaxy Opals in NBA 2K20 Myteam and make a ton of MT. Now, you guys have been seeing some of my no money spent videos, some of my sniping videos, and you've seen me get like Galaxy Opal Tracy McGrady for 500 MT, other Galaxy Opals for 100,000, you know, maybe even under 50,000 and so on. So today, I'm going to show you guys how to make MT by sniping Galaxy Opals in Myteam and, you know, end up getting some really good opals, some good snipes, and building an even better team. And before we do get started, guys, if you do want to see more videos like this, and this video is going to help you out, then do me a favor, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know down below in the comments what was the last snipe that you ended up getting in Myteam. Let me know down below. And I mean, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the basics, we're going to go through really quickly. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that you do need patience. Like, you do not get a snipe every 5 minutes. Sometimes you have to wait like 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes you might be sniping for about 3-5 hours and not see anything. So keep that in mind. You are not going to be able to make 500,000 MT in like 3 minutes. You could get lucky. Sometimes you do refresh and like a snipe pops up. Sometimes you might be doing it for like 5 minutes and you do get lucky. Like, it does happen. However, though, you just have to keep in mind that it doesn't happen every 5 minutes, okay? Usually the best time to snipe is when people are opening packs. Like, anytime a new player comes out, a Galaxy Opal, that is the best time to go after like Galaxy Opals, pink diamonds, and so on. And like I said, today I'm going to show you guys how to snipe Galaxy Opals. Something else that you do need to understand is that when it comes to refreshing the auction house, you do want to increase your minimum buyouts or your minimum bid by 50. So for example, say I'm sniping Galaxy Opals, right? You want to go 500, then 550, refresh, 600, refresh, 650, refresh, and so on. And the reason that you do that is to make sure that the auction house does refresh, because if you keep saying, like, if you stay at 500, it is not going to refresh at some point. So the way that you you know, make it refresh is you go by 50 MT minimum buyout or minimum bid, and then that way the auction house does end up refreshing. So keep that in mind. Now, another feature that they did end up adding in 2K20 is the exclude owner cards. So for example, right now, like, I'll search and you guys can see, like, I own all these cards, right? I got Ben Simmons, I got Wade, I got Yao Ming, I got all these cards. But if I don't want to see those cards, all I do is I enable this option right here, and then from there, they just show me the cards that I do not have. So for example, I don't have Yao Ming, I don't got Shaq, I don't got LeBron James, I don't got Jamal Crawford, etc. So just keep that in mind. That is another feature that they ended up adding this year. Back then, they used to have filters where you could put like minimum, you know, three-pointer would be like a 95, driving dunk 80. Hopefully they do end up bringing that back for 2K21. That would be amazing. But now, though, let me see if I'm missing anything else. The basics. So 50, you got to make sure you refresh the auction house. You got to have patience, the exclude. And I think that should be everything you need to know when it comes to sniping in the auction house in terms of like the basics. Now we got to get into like how do you actually snipe Galaxy Opals. So for example, right now, if you go Galaxy Opal, let's make sure we disable that. That way we can see all the Opals. And basically, you want to just go Galaxy Opal, right? And then you search. Okay, so the cheapest one is obviously going to be Caruso, Trae Young. Those are the cheapest. Draymond Green is usually like 100K, so you definitely don't want to be sniping him. And pretty much all you have to do is you go into the auction house, you do minimum bid 500, right? And then bam, you're going to be seeing a Trae Young. Now, you can change your filter, and I'll show you guys a ways of changing it. But basically, you know, you just want to press 500 MT, and then you just end up scrolling. And then sometimes you might see like a Tracy McGrady for 100,000 MT and so on. If you do not want to see Trae Young, you can either buy him and then make it enabled, and then once you do that, you will not see Trae Young, so you can do that as well. Or what you could do is, say you can't afford to buy a Trae Young, right now the cheapest, as you saw, is 100,000 MT, so you might want to do about, you know, there is a 10% tax, keep that in mind. And the tax is because if there was no tax, you know, it would cause inflation in the auction house. It wouldn't have like a money sink and stuff like that. So there is a reason why 2K does tax you. It's just that, you know, that way the cards don't inflate too much. Even though, you know, sometimes 2K does give you a lot of MT and cards do go up in price. It happened recently with the Kobe Bryant Spotlight Challenges. But now, though, like I said, 100,000 MT is like the cheapest one at the moment. And all you have to do is, you know, 100,000 MT, tax is 90,000, right? So do you want to buy Trae Young for 90,000 MT? Not really, because you do end up selling it for 100, you get taxed 10K, you get back your 90,000 MT. So there's no point in doing that. So what you want to do is maybe go to 80,000. 80,000 would be good. Even a 10,000 MT profit is still pretty good. So once you do that, you go 80,000, minimum 500, 80,000 buy now. And then you want to do your minimum bid 500. And then for this one, you want to do maximum bid 100,000 MT. And then bam, you refresh, right? You go like this. And then this time you lower it. You can also lower it. Usually I do go up because the way that I snipe is I just go through whatever Galaxy Opal. But this one right here is for Galaxy Opals for like under 80,000 MT. You could see one for 500 MT. You could see one for 5,000 MT, 50,000 MT, 60,000 MT, and so on. And you just keep lowering your maximum bid over and over and over again. And then eventually, if you do it enough, you know, or you get lucky, you'll see a Galaxy Opal for like maybe 60, 80. And then the max, obviously, you would see it for would be 80,000 MT. So that there's one filter you can use. Now, the other filter, like I said, you can enable that, take off Trae Young, and then just, you know, refresh. You would just do 500, you know, bam. Or let me go back to Galaxy Opal. There we go. I refreshed my filter. So you can do that. And then again, if he doesn't show up because you have it excluded, you know, you'll be able to see other Galaxy Opals. And for this one, all you would have to do is you would just have to go up in your minimum buyout. So for example, I would do this, like this. You just go minimum buyout, 600, you know, you refresh, and then you go again, 650, and then you refresh. And then that's like the basic Galaxy Opal filter. In this filter, you would be able to see any Galaxy Opal for 100,000 MT. The first filter that I showed you, it would be 80,000 and below. So it just depends what you want to do in terms of like sniping Galaxy Opals. There's just different ways about going about it, and it's really up to you. Something else that you could do is, say you can't afford Trae Young either, and you don't want to do the 80,000 filter. You could just go ahead and do, let's say for example, go West. You know, you just go Galaxy Opal West, you do minimum buyout 500. There's none up in the auction now, so if there's none, you just go up 550. And then you go up 600. And then eventually a card will pop up. Now keep in mind, you do not want to buy Caruso and you do not want to buy Draymond Green. The only way that you want to buy those cards is if you see them for 80,000 MT. Maybe 85,000 MT, you can make like a 5K profit. But for the most part, you know, Draymond sometimes does sell for like 120, 130. But I really wouldn't waste your MT. Unless you have like millions. If you got millions of MT, then you should already be good. I don't think you need to know how to snipe Galaxy Opals. You're doing a great job. But if you don't, you know, just don't even bother. You know, you might risk losing MT. You might not make anything, and it might stop you from getting an even bigger and better snipe. So keep that in mind. So that right there is the Galaxy Opal Western one that you could do. Now again, if you do West, you can only see the West side, so you wouldn't be able to see players like Ben Simmons, LeBron James, Alvin Iverson, and stuff like that, and including Trae Young too. So those are like some you know, some good filters. Now if you want to get like very specific when it comes to filters, you could also do division. So for example, you could do Northwest. Northwest is a pretty good one because you got Clyde, you got Karolinko, you got Bobo, you got basically, I think you have Melo too. Yeah, Melo is in here. You got some really good Galaxy Opals. You got Mitchell too. He's definitely a snipe. He's going for like 150K. And then obviously Kevin Durant is super expensive too. So there's definitely ways that you can change your division. And then again, for this one, you do minimum 500. And then you would go up again and stuff like that. And sometimes, like I said, you might get lucky. You might see a Kevin Durant, you know, for like, you know, 50K, 100K. Usually most of the snipes do go up for like 100K. You'd be surprised though, a lot of them do go up for 500 MT too. So it just depends what filter you want to use. It's just a few of them here that you can use, you know, whether it's the division, it's the conference, you want to do 80K maximum buy now, stuff like that. And say for example, say right now, like Carlos, I don't even have 100K to my name. If you don't have 100K, then that's fine. You can still snipe Galaxy Opals. Say for example, I don't know, what do you have? 30K right now? 20K? 10K? We'll say you have 24K. All right, let's do that. So we'll do 24K right here. We'll do minimum buyout 500, and then guess what? You go up to maximum buyout 24,000, and then guess what? You can still snipe like this too. Now, obviously, it's gonna be a little bit, you know, now you won't see as many snipes, but if someone puts up one for like 500 MT, you'll definitely be able to see it. And again, you just do maximum bid 100K, and then just keep lowering it. And then basically just do this for a while. And then again, it does take patience. You do have to be patient when it comes to sniping Galaxy Opals. Like, it's not something that's just gonna happen, you know, overnight. It's not something that's gonna be like, oh, you know, like 5 minutes, I got, you know, I made 1,000,000 MT. Like for the Tracy McGrady snipe that I ended up doing, I think it took me about like 30 minutes of like sniping for that session. But overall though, I was sniping for like a couple days. Usually I do about like 30 minutes to an hour. If you can do like an hour, it's usually a good time. And again, the best time to snipe is when people are opening packs. Like if 2K drops super packs, you want to get on the Galaxy Opal filter. If they drop new players, you want to get on the Galaxy Opal filter. There are other filters that you can definitely use to make MT. And if you guys do want to see another filter type video on the channel, then let me know right now by leaving a like on the video. And so this right here is another way of doing it. Again, when it comes to filters, you just got to go based on what you want to do, you know, stuff like that. Make sure that you either enable this or disable that depending what you're trying to do. And then just go from there. And I'm trying to see if there's any other things. So Galaxy Opal, Division, you can do Atlantic. Like I said, certain filters give you certain players. You know, for example, the Atlantic one is not too bad either. You know, you got Porzingis, you got Larry Bird, you got Taco, you got everybody. That's pretty expensive. Allen Iverson is not the most expensive, but he still does go for like 120. So that is still a little profit. So you can never go wrong with a little profit. You can do Central. Central gives you LeBron, gives you Derrick Rose. You got to be careful with Sabonis. You can definitely just check the auction house yourself and know which cards are like worth it and which ones are not. And basically just go with whatever you want. You know, Central, Southeast, whatever you want, whatever filter fits your play style or your, you know, preference. It's up to you. This Tracy McGrady is expensive. My goodness, bro. That might not be a bad filter either, though, man. Southeast. I mean, for the most part, every filter does give you a good snipe. You can definitely get lucky. This one definitely is good, too. You get Luka, you get Dirk, and you get Pau Gasol. And like I said, you can do Northwest, too. Northwest is pretty good. You got Pacific. Pacific could give you Shaq. You know, it can give you Lonzo, Curry, but you do got to worry about Caruso and Draymond Green. Draymond is really weird. He like ends at 100, and then he's like 120. It's really weird, so just keep that in mind. Lonzo ended up going up in price, and then the big Diesel is still a million MT. So if you get him, you made a lot of MT. But that right there, though, guys, is going to be how to snipe Galaxy Opals in NBA 2K20 Myteam. Like I said, it does take time. You'll be sniping for about like an hour. You might not see anything. Sometimes you might snipe for 5 minutes, and you might see like 20 Galaxy Opals. You never know. But that right there is going to be the video. If you guys enjoyed it and this helped you out and you do want to see more sniping videos, more tutorials, more My Team helpful videos, then let me know right now by leaving a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out these videos that I uploaded. I ended up doing gameplay with Galaxy Opal Kobe Bryant. Check it out. Check out the other video that I did on how to make MT. And then also check out the new episode of No Money Spent Budget Squad. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, hundreds on my bed, texting with the bill. Roses in my wallet and I'm flexing it for real. Racks and racks and racks, I look like rookie of the year.